Greg, welcome back. Happy June, Flag Day, June 14th, 2012. Slow market day.
My birthday, like any minute.
It's what?
My birthday, like any minute.
When's your birthday?
I'm going to be this old. I can't even say the words.
Half century. Half century.
Well, I made it, you know.
You made it that far.
I'm still willing. If they have like an over 50 boxing league, I'll still get up on the mornings and go if anybody wants to.
Now, is that when you start receiving the double ARP shit? I think
oh, fuck. I'm sure I get all kinds of prizes for making it this far. I should get some shit. I should get some awards. I should have been dead like 100 times.
So here we are trading basically this 1300 to 1325 6 days in a row after the Spain save on Saturday morning. We knew we'd gap up 1340, and since then we've sold off hard, bounced at 1300. We're in this range waiting for Greek elections this week. I'm hearing a lot about people blowing out in the hedge fund world and overall world. What are you hearing?
Well, I end up talking to some people of lately that have been in the risk management side, and there's just funds are just blowing up. Individuals are blowing up. I did a video a few weeks ago saying that people didn't understand the risk in the bonds because the continuous contract makes it look like it's at a high, but it's nowhere near where the yields were. So there's this perpetual roll that is a bit of an illusion. So what happened is, I guess even the pros got caught by it. Myself, I didn't think much about it, and then it lurked in the back of my mind, and then I did that video about the 10-year, because that's such a popular one. But, I have this disagreement with my Twitter people. I just block them uniformly now. As soon as somebody brings up an ETF, unless they had some magical way to short it, I just block them because I just can't bear to watch people go into something that we did a big video, you and I, about why wallow in the mud when you could be in a real product back when we were doing the volatility thing. The point of the matter is you give up so much edge that if people purposefully hurt themselves coming out, I can't watch it. So the ETF people are just off my roster, so thank God I haven't had to listen to that. But now, well, even though I do personally know people that absolutely wiped out in TLT and stopped out at the highs, and if they would have been able to hang around another 2 weeks, they would have got paid,
Yeah, so it's the same old lesson. Stay away from these.
The funds trade it. The funds go give up their edge. I mean, go fucking figure.
Right.
It makes no sense. Why would you give up edge? Why would you purposefully say, here's a product that's absolutely inferior? Let's take last Sunday, right? Last Sunday we wake up, everybody, I'm barely waking up. It's like noon or whatever, or 1 o'clock, and the market opens, and we were up like, 20 handles or some crazy number, right?
Yeah, right around 17, 20, yeah.
So the people that were short bonds couldn't cover, and the people that are long spiders that were right couldn't get out. We've just been going swing, 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 swing. So they can't do anything, and then they defend their position, tell me to stop preaching. Let me send out a little personal note to all the people that might end up watching this because they seem to still hear what I have to say. Fuck you on your, arguing about my preaching. I try to help you, and you fucking, no good deed goes unpunished.
Right.
And then, I hear these perma bears, just pounding the table. We're gonna drop Spain, Europe, Greece, blah. Hey, guess what? If you know it, everybody knows it. So, the perma bears are wrong. I mean, I've been texting time and again. Bulls lose money. Bears lose money. Pigs lose money. People in ETFs lose money. And apparently hedge funds lose money. Just everybody loses money. So if everybody's losing, you best be doing something different than everybody else.
One thing that I've been talking about for a while, Greg, this is this is not a bear market. It's not a bull market. And to add on to what you're saying, it is a scared market. And what I mean by that is outside of very, really no longer than a day or two time frames, this market is afraid. It's afraid to go long. It's afraid to go short. And you can tell very clearly by the action in the prices right now. I
mean, I think everybody's trading would be better if they were atheists, and when it comes to the market, or at least agnostic. I mean, look, if you want to burn in hell, that's your own choice, on a religious front. But, go to your own research. But when it comes to the market, anybody that has conviction in either direction is an absolute idiot. I mean, hedge funds used to mean you hedged. I mean, if I go trade the bond arb, I get short the 10 because it's going to be the fastest horse in the race if bonds reverse, and I'm long the 5, and that backs my play to some degree. So, I've slowed, things into slow motion. If I'm trading VIX, I have the VX futures, I have, ratios. I'm selling the front month when VIX sticks its head up during these big dumps. I don't even think we're going to close up today. We were up like 10 handles this morning. I mean, we're up 5. I don't even think we're going to finish up. I bought more September VIX outright, unhedged,
VIX is collapsed. VIX is collapsed, and VIX typically doesn't go higher from higher. It goes higher from a pullback, and it has pulled back again. So this is the time you want to be getting long vol. And we talk about this. You want to. We were pounding the table 15 to 13 again. We're pounding the table. Not pounding the table, but you're going to get another spike up, but it's usually after the vol is contracted, not after it's expanded. So now you're in.
Yeah, you're saying, you have some stuff, you have events coming due, like this weekend, I guess there's stuff going on in Europe, and, I think about Spain, I want some snacks. I mean, they make little appetizer tapas or something. I don't fucking know. Greece, I mean, olives, feta cheese. I don't know anything, but, the bottom line is, I only think about food. I like money the food of that end. I couldn't give 2 fucks what's happening with their money supply or whether they pay their debt. I mean, we don't pay our debt. We owe $16 trillion. I mean,
well, this is something
hopefully, in our lifetime, we'll end up devaluing the dollar under our watch. Because you can't afford $16 trillion in debt. We can't afford the debt service.
I mean, this is something that I've been talking about. I mean, this stuff is telegraphed. Everybody knows all the pigs are bankrupt. Everybody knows Illinois, California are bankrupt. Hawaii is bankrupt. So the states. Oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
I didn't do it. I pay my taxes. But it just we're living in an entitled bullshit, The problem is we have that, as I mentioned before, in another thing, this generational genocide where, everybody that was born anywhere that starts with the 1970s basically just getting on to the old. They're just entitled. They're just taking. They don't do anything. And then we get a president that says, oh, let's give you some cash for clunker. Look, I'm apolitical. I don't care that he's Muslim. I don't care where he was born. That doesn't mean nothing to me. What means something to me is when he goes and makes entitlement programs and lets people buy more houses they can't afford and get cars they can't afford and then holds off their foreclosures and bails out companies. That's not how, America became a great nation. We became a great nation by work. And, if we reward people for not working and for failure, we're going to have a bunch of failures.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's funny. It's ironic. I just had this conversation with, another money guy over coffee this morning on this same subject. How, we've got 50 million people on food stamps now that don't have to do anything and basically, are encouraged to take that free money and they don't have to do a thing and they're healthy. They could work, but they're totally in the grind of, I'm not going to work because I can collect my $1,200 a month with doing nothing. It's sad. It's pathetic.
We live in America. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't give them a fucking cent for food stamps. They spend it on cigarettes anyway. I mean, the bottom line is it's not like you're going to starve in America. I mean, you could throw me outside right now. I mean, look, I got a knife. I mean, I can go cut down whatever I need to eat. I mean, the beauty in Hawaii is if you're hungry, go shake a tree.
Right.
But I can go get guavas or whatever I need.
Or pull a root.
Yeah, I mean, I can go find food, but I don't live in the country anymore. It'd be pretty tough here in where I live. But when I lived in the country, I sure shit could have found food or fished or done whatever. I didn't need no food stamps. But it's just an intrinsic problem when you try to take care of your brother's keeper. It's all back to that Atlas Shrugged and, that whole, I don't mean to be cold-hearted. Look, if somebody was, legitimate.
I'm all for helping people that can't take care of themselves, absolutely.
Yeah, right. But that ain't the problem. I mean, if you're hungry, you were really hungry. I mean, it was like that Survivor program where they're eating fucking bugs and stuff. I mean, go to McDonald's, dig through. Somebody didn't finish their hash browns and a half a McMuffin. You ain't gonna starve in this country, you ain't starving from calorie issues. You find some food. I mean, it's 3 o'clock. Food's not the problem. My SMT, the indicator, just flipped to red, by the way.
Yep.
We just flipped red on the day, so
so we're 13, 14, 7 off the high, and about 7 off the low. So we're right in the middle. I agree.
It would be rare that I would even do a video in the middle of the trading day like this. It's just so dead. It's just I've been in the bond arb pretty heavy, and my gut I had a sell signal on a short-term time frame, but my gut says I don't need to be there tomorrow, and I don't need to be there for the weekend, and I got stuff going on tonight. I ain't getting up tomorrow early. And, if we're down 20 S&P points, I'll wake up. But, my sense is a couple weeks ago, I went against the crowd and lost a little bet. I said that, I didn't think we'd be down into the unemployment number because everybody knew we were going to be down.
Right.
Well, even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. Everybody got to be right like 2 Fridays ago or whatever it was. Well, this Friday, they might get to be right again, because if you got a brain in your head, you probably don't want to be overly extended into. People don't even care about my birthday, but we've got supposedly elections, and you got the Fed coming up, and you've got the volatility, the June volatility options expire. You've got regular option expiration. You've got a lot of things converging in one small spot. And I find that, that leads to enough uncertainty to where the next best thing to winning is not losing.
Right.
The next best thing to winning is sitting it out. And, I make the joke, better to be out wishing you were in than the other way around.
Right.
And so, I'm sitting it out. But, hey, look, I have enough vol. If we get hit hard, I'll have the cover off the ball. So, I'm trying to get back on my streak. I had 27 winning days in a row. I lost 2 small, had a huge Monday, and flattened out.
Right.
So, now I'm sitting here trying to start it back up again. I don't think I'm getting rich here today. If we drop, I might.
Right.
But, there's not much to do. It's these people, but I hear people. They're absolutely dogmatic. We're going to 1100 on the S&P. We're going to here. We're going to there. People have this. It's the same as the ETF people, as far as I'm concerned. Is anybody that knows something needs to get off my list, because nobody knows nothing. You can guess. Say, I have a gut feel. I guess. Probability. Use your big words. Don't be Keith McCullough and tell me you're long and short when you don't have nothing out. One of the guys was telling me, and I asked him what his position was. He was like, I think I have more money set aside for the rock star in case I get hit by a car. My dog is wealthier than this guy, and he's talking like, he's running the markets. He's the liquidity. He's running a one lot. God forbid he fucking lose $1. And he's like, I'm down $40. I'm like, 40 American dollars? Holy shit. Let me get my guns. Now we're spiking back up. But, this is a weird time. Remember, we talked about it when it was really boring, and what happened after it got boring? It got really exciting. Now we're having these swing trades, and if you looked at the end of the week, you'd think nothing had happened. And we keep having these, 20, 30 handle moves again, intraday, which is really good.
Yeah.
This is going to, make it tradable again.
Exactly. So I like it. I think it's going to be a good summer. I think it's going to be healthy two-wave movement, like you said. Put your dissonance aside, folks. And we've talked, these are repeat subjects that Greg and I have talked about. Don't be biased, long, short. Just trade what comes to you, and it's a perfect market for that right now. Short-term money is scared, and it's running this market. Long-term money does not want to commit long or short right now.
Well, and rightfully so. However, the hedge funds need to stay invested, and so that is my theory behind the funds had their second worst year ever in history, besides 2008 last year, because we have the environment that we're having now, where you had a slow grind, where you pulled volatility out, and then you've turned around now and picked up vault, and they're just getting whipsawed. The longs are getting hit, the shorts are getting hit, the long short guys can't keep the ratios right. I mean, except for maybe Keith McCullough, but that's only a timestamp. So he might be the one winning hedge fund guy out there. Maybe he's doing great, but unless you don't get to win the lottery unless you buy a ticket, Keith. It just, I heard he's a good guy. All I need him to do is say, my model suggests X, my model suggests Y, instead of I'm long, I'm short, I'm selling, I'm buying. You are not buying and selling unless you're pushing buttons.
Right.
I hate that shit.
Go out for your birthday, enjoy some tapas, some feta cheese, some Guinness.
A Greek platter and some fucking, I'm Russian and Irish.
Here's what I think you need to do. I think you need to have started off with some Guinness, because Ireland's already gone down.
Just the black and tans, right?
Black and tans. Have some feta for the Greek mess.
I'm more worried about my abs on the black and tans.
And have some tapas to top it off, and I think you're good to go.
Yeah. Lord knows we don't. I could have vodka.
Right.
Vodka.
They just turned him around. They just turned him around 5 points. There's nobody in this market. Scared money. 13.19.
They just turned and gapped it right back up.
Yep.
Yeah, the thing just went green again. Unbelievable. It looked like we were going to get hit.
Scared money. That's scared money.
Someday chicken, someday feathers. No, there has to be news. We're missing something.
Hey, one final question, and I'll leave you. Are you still in love with Maria?
Maria Bartolome? Oh, yeah. I mean, if we flew her out here and I could just walk the fatty on the beach for a few miles a day, we just knocked 30, 50, 70 pounds off of her, and I'm worried about the rock star, Rocky boy. He might try to eat her. He tried to get a deer yesterday. Rocker might see her as just the other white meat. But, you tell her I want to do an interview with her.
All right. We'll leave you with that. And happy birthday, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Happy birthday.
Good to talk to you.
All right.